everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Weezy. So, in these times of COVID-19, and we've had some of the go to the store and you can't find what you want, or you're afraid of who might be fidgeting with your food or handling your food, what a great time to garden. And today I have with me certified health coach Patrice Flatau to talk to us about this wonderful concept of hydroponic gardening. It is a form of hydroponic gardening, and she's going to share with us about this concept. Welcome, Patrice. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great, Weezy. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, kind
Good.
of surviving through this, doing, keeping my health up and keeping my immunity up.
Yeah,
So, power through.
good.
Um, so, Patrice, you're a certified health coach.
Yes.
So how do you help people in being a coach?
Yeah. So I focus on helping people really to eat well. I focus mostly on the nutrition end of health and really helping people to understand why it's so important to get really good whole food nutrition in your body every single day.
That's
Um,
for real.
Yeah, in the form of fruits and vegetables mostly, and just helping them to understand how that can help them to just feel better. Not only feel better every single day, but really to help fight off some of these chronic diseases and illnesses that we see in our country today.
So I see you have this. I see you have like this pipe there with some rings around it and some vegetable. It
Uh,
looks like some lettuces coming
yeah,
out of that. What is what
yeah.
is that thing behind you?
Right. So this behind me, this is a tower garden. It's called a tower garden, and it is a form of hydroponic, but it's actually aeroponic gardening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is a form of hydroponic, but really the roots are more in the air than they are sitting in the water. So that's the difference. But it does not use any soil, just like hydroponics. And it's just a real simple way for people to grow their own food and to get some good nutritious food into their bodies and their families' bodies.
So why would a person want to start growing some of their own? Is it fruits and vegetables, or mostly vegetables that you can grow in the
It's
tower?
mostly vegetables, but you can do some fruits. You can do strawberries, you can do melons, things like that. But it's mostly vegetables. Basically, you can grow anything on the tower garden that doesn't grow in the dirt. That's not a root vegetable. So like carrots, potatoes, those types of things. You couldn't grow
Hmm.
anything else. All your herbs, every kind of lettuce you can think of, cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes, eggplants, celery,
Oh,
melons, like I
wow.
said, even
The
pumpkins.
list is endless.
Yeah, the list is endless, which is really important that we get a variety of foods in our bodies every single day. That is also key to being healthy and to fighting disease. So the variety is important. And I love the tower because you can grow a lot of different foods in a very small space. So that's nice.
Um, so, um, what are some of, so other than, that this takes up a small space, what are some of the other environmental benefits to
Yeah,
doing a
so
tower garden?
absolutely. So growing your tower garden is not only good for your health, it's also good for the environment, and it's also really easy to grow. So even the average person, I was not a gardener before I started the tower garden, and it's kind of like does it itself almost. I mean, you
Oh,
have to take
wow.
care of it a little bit, but you don't have to have any previous gardening experience, which is nice. And what's great about the tower, it's very environmentally friendly because it uses 98% less water. So it recycles the water. Recycling is really important for the environment, as we know. And also, many places of the country are experiencing water shortages, and that is supposed to actually happen more as we go into the future. I was reading somewhere, I think by 2025, a lot of the US is going to experience water shortages, kind of like California is. So, recycling the water is very important. And also, growing a tower garden can reduce the carbon footprint because if you think about it, most of our food is grown not where we live. Let's say it's grown, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's say the food is grown in California, it's put on a truck, shipped to where it's going, then
Hmm.
it's shipped to the grocery store, it's put in plastic, or any kind of materials, put on the shelf, and then we get in our cars, and then we drive to the grocery store, we purchase it, we throw the plastic out, and then we hope we eat it all before it goes bad. So if you grow your own food, you're really going to do your part in reducing the carbon footprint, which is really important.
Right.
Yeah,
So with that being said, and you're talking about all this transportation and it's being shipped in and put in plastic. So it's been out of the ground and been handled so much time. I'm sure lots of nutrients are being
ab-
lost. So
absolutely.
what are some of the health benefits of growing the tower garden?
Right. That's a great question. And that is a very, very important part is eating your food vine ripened. And so what vine ripened means the food should stay on the plant, on the vine, as long as possible. If you pick your food too early, which is what happens a lot,
Mm-hmm.
80% of our tomatoes are picked green, shipped to where they're going, and then gassed to turn red so they look pretty. But the nutrition is no longer going into the fruit or vegetable once it's picked from the vine. So you really want to leave it on the vine until it's at the height of vine ripening. And then you want to pick it and you want to eat it as close to that as you can so that all the nutrition remains. That's so much easier to do when you're growing your own food. And also, you can control what you spray on your food. The
Mm-hmm.
tower garden attracts a lot less pests because there's no soil, so you do not have to spray pesticides. And if you do see anything, you can choose, to spray just organic or just manually take care of your pests if there are any. So you know that you're not going to be eating any of those pesticides and herbicides. Another very important thing for the environment and also for your health.
Yeah, because I've been dabbling with some gardening myself,
Good
starting
for
some
you.
seeds myself this spring. And
Mhm.
so I have a little lettuce bed and just a flower box,
Mhm.
started so that I can have my Insta salad or whatever. And been looking at the hydroponics, but I was thinking about, how can we keep this so totally organic
Work
and um,
pesticides.
pesticide
Right.
free. That's
Yes.
an easy one to
It's
roll
a
off
hard
the
one to
tongue.
say.
Um, but I was reading, like just take some detergent or something
Mhm.
and dilute it way down and then just spray on it. And
Yeah.
that's a great deterrent.
Yeah,
And
that's a great deterrent. There's also just natural flowers that you can put around your tower. Some of the essential oils work for pest deterrent. And just keeping an eye on your tower. A lot of times you can catch pests before they get to be a problem.
yeah, yeah. I know with tomatoes, we've grown tomatoes in the past and the cutworms come in. Do you have any problems with anything like that coming in that just kind of wilt the plants on the tower?
I mean, there will be some. I mean, the hornworms and those worms, they do love tomatoes, and there are. So you may get some of those. What we do, we have practices that we use to help deter them, or to help, like, for example, last summer, every morning, my husband would come out with the hose and just gently spray the tower down in the morning, way before the sun came up. And so if there was anything on there, it helps to knock them off. So I did
Okay.
not have any worms last year on my tomato plant. I mean, that's no saying guarantee you wouldn't. You may get some. So, you do have to watch out for that. And if you did need to spray something, there are some natural solutions that we recommend that are not harmful. And that,
Okay.
don't necessarily even kill the bugs, but they just deter them.
So, I have one question, um, but when you do the plants, do you start them from seeds or do
Mhm.
you start your own
Right,
seedlings or can you go to the hardware or to the
right.
garden center and get already started seedlings,
So
the
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 answer is
starter plants?
you can do all of those things. There is with the tower garden comes a kit, and there's little small rockwool cubes that you could put your seedlings in. So you can grow your seeds themselves, which is kind of fun, especially if you have children. It's a great project, especially now, everybody being at home, looking for something to do with the kids. Kids love to grow their own seeds and watch them grow. And then once your little seedlings grow, you put them in the tower garden, or you can there's authorized seedling sellers, and they actually sell seedlings specifically for the tower garden. So you can buy those online. That gives you
Okay.
a little bit of a head start. Or you can go to your local market and you can buy seedlings that have dirt in it. You just gently rinse the dirt off, and then you can put them into the little cubes and put them in the tower garden. So there's a variety of the ways that you can start your plants. That was a very good question.
Um, so how experienced of a gardener do you need to be to do
Right.
who's going to be the tower gardener? Who are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
talking to?
Right. Well, that's the best part. If you just like to eat vegetables, you can do this. It is so easy. You don't have to put on your gardening clothes. You don't have to dig in the dirt. You never have to weed. No bending over. You water the tank once, and it recycles the water. I mean, eventually you do have to refill it as the plants drink it as they get bigger, but that's not that often. So, I mean, I never planted a thing in my life. And my first time I got a tower garden, I had an abundance of cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuces. It really is pretty simple to do. You just need to, you just need to want to start a project, and you just need to, be excited about having homegrown veggies. It's a great project for families, like I mentioned. A lot of tower gardens actually go into the classroom, and teachers use them as teaching tools, which is amazing for science, for language. Again, expanding the kids' minds on
Hmm.
how food grows. A lot of kids think it just comes in a plastic bag. They don't realize that it actually grows.
There's
So
a
that,
lot of adults that are like that too.
yeah, yeah. So it's a great project for right now for people that are home, thinking about, they just need something to do that's positive, that's healthy for the kids. Plus, you get your own food. And right now, we are kind of concerned with going to the grocery store, who's been touching our food. So it's nice to know that you'll be growing nice, clean food that you could give to your family. So basically, anybody can do it, is the answer.
Now, I do have one more question. Yours is outside, but can you
Mhm.
use this tower inside?
That's an excellent question. And yes, you can. This is my tower garden, as you can see, but it comes with the lights. There's special lights that grow plants, and you can put them on top of the tower garden, and they're actually kind of pretty. They fall over the tower, and you can grow indoors. So I have
Okay.
family up north in New Jersey, and they grow their lettuces all winter long while there's snow outside. They're growing fresh vegetables and lettuces inside their home, which is a really nice option.
Well, this is just fascinating information. So, if somebody wanted more information on the Tower Garden, how can they best contact you, Patrice?
Yeah. Well, you can email me, Pat Flat, PATFLAT at iCloud.com is my email. I would love to give you more information. And my website is patriceflatau.towergarden.com. That website is just chock full of information. So if you even just wanted to peruse around there, look a little bit, there are some different options. There is two different towers that we order. One is specifically for outdoors, one is specifically for indoors, but they are both flexible. So I can certainly help you answer any questions like that and figure out, what would work best for you and for your family.
Say we're talking about indoors, and these days we have a lot of things that we compete with indoors, and we know that plants are great natural air filters. So, can like big businesses
Hmm.
use these and do different things within like their business and grow the
Absolutely.
food? Or I think I saw an example of O'Hare Airport has some of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
towers.
Another great question. Thank you for the good questions. Absolutely. Businesses, from a small business, actually right here in Charlotte, there's a little Carolina Meat and Fish Market is growing an indoor tower. I'm helping them grow it. And he can sell the herbs to customers that walk in. So for a business, it could be a source of income
Oh,
as well
okay.
as just a fun project. And then you can have tower garden farms. So, for example, like Weezy mentioned in the O'Hare Airport, they grow a whole farm of tower gardens. I think there's at least 20 of them there, and all the restaurants at the airport use that produce to feed the people that come through the airport, which is pretty neat.
That
Uh,
is neat.
yeah,
Particularly when you think about going to the airport, you're thinking everything is
right,
kind of like prepackaged and mass
right.
produced and everything for all those travelers. So to
Yes.
know that you're getting fresh ingredients when you go to these restaurants, that's fabulous.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even bigger farms. There are farms that grow, 100 tower gardens, and they feed a whole community, or they sell to the local, grocery stores. So these are very expandable. This is the home version here, but we also have a bigger version that, can be used for more like tower garden farms, we call them.
Yeah. So, viewers, if you want to know pricing about these tower gardens, once again, go check Patrice's website for more of that type of information. I just wanted to come to you today to give you an alternative way in order to garden or to grow some of your own produce if you are interested in these type of things, because so many of us are not just looking to look good, we want to feel good,
Absolutely.
and just be able to move in longevity.
Yes.
I didn't say that word right, but that's me. Longevity.
Longevity.
Well, it's not going to come out. We want to live longer
Yes. Feel
and
good
healthier.
our company is good at helping people live long, but not necessarily feeling their best and being independent. So the goal is to live long and also feel good and be independent. And we really can do that by making, just some simple changes in our lives.
Yes. Well, Patrice, I am so glad that we were able to meet together today and see your tower garden.
Yeah,
And luckily, we had a beautiful day here
I
in
know.
mid-April,
Yeah,
and to be able to have that. And look, she has salad already
I
here in
know.
mid-April. She doesn't have to wait until June
Yeah,
or
and I
late
planted
May.
this about 2 weeks ago. I put the seedlings in, so it grows really quickly. That's another thing I don't know if I mentioned. It's really fun to grow it because it grows quickly, and you'll have food pretty quickly.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, this was just a wealth of information. And
Yeah,
again,
sure.
thank you for joining me.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I had a wonderful time speaking with everyone, and thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. And again, check out her website and check out these tower gardens.
Yeah,
So until next time, everybody, eat well, stay safe, and we'll see you next time
yes.
on
Bye.
Wheezy.
Thank you.